Yeah. So the setting, it means like the place and the time of the story. Okay. Again, we're talking about the elements of writing a story, or the elements of the story. What makes a good story? Number one, you need to put words that has sensory details. Sensory details, I mean, like you should work on the five senses of the reader. Things that you can touch, things that you can hear, things that you can smell, things that you can feel. The second element of any story is the characters. Okay, and we have two different characters, protagonist and antagonist, the good guy and the bad guy. And we have also round characters and flat characters. Round characters, those characters that change over time, and flat characters, those characters that does not change. The third element of a story is the setting, the place and the time of the story. Okay, what is the fourth element? The fourth element is the plot. Yeah. Do you know what does it mean? Huh. You know what is the plot? Guys, what is the plot? All right. All right. Plot is the actual story. All right.
I think a plot means the plan a group made or something like that.
Well, no, it's the actual story. Any story has beginning. All right. Beginning. It has middle, and it has end. Okay. Yeah, the beginning of the story, and the middle of the story, and the end of the story. And any story should have suspense. All right. Any story should have a little bit of suspense. Good. What else? Descriptions. Any story should have a group, or some descriptions. All right. So that was the fourth element of the story. The fifth element is the conflict. Okay? Conflict. Any story, any tale should have a conflict. Okay? Uh, a problem. Conflict, like a big problem. A big problem that needs to be solved. All right? That's what we call conflict. All right? Good. And finally, since we have conflict, okay, we have resolution. And resolution is the solution of the problem. All right. So once you reach the climax, you know, once you reach the climax, is the top of the pyramid. The climax. all the actions falls down. So it's just like a pyramid. It is exactly like a pyramid. You see that pyramid? All right. Here we have the beginning, of the story, and conflict. Here we have the climax and resolution. Then all the actions fall to the resolution, right? And that's the end. Here we have conflict all the way up. All the way up we have conflict. Okay, rising actions, and all the way down we have resolution, the solution of the problem. Okay, so here we have uh, rising actions, rising actions, and here we have falling actions, falling actions. All right, you got it. Good. So again, on the board we have the six elements of the story: the sensory details, the characters, the setting, the plot, the conflict, and the resolution. All right, that what makes a good story. So before you start writing a story, you need to put those elements in front of you so that you can make a good story. All right, you need to put characters and setting and plot and conflict. And when you come to describe the story, use sensory details. All right, let's see an example. Let's go and see an example. All right, a story. We're going to read it, and then we're going to extract these elements or highlight these elements. All right, that story is called Jim the Boy Who Ran Away. Jim the Boy Who Ran Away. So here we have a title. We have a title here, and I want to ask Nurai and Zain. Uh, Look, is that title interesting? Does it create suspense?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so much.
It tells you the components of the story by telling you Jim, the boy who ran away in the store from something or whatever. You got the idea. Like,
Yeah, it gives you an idea.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you really want to know why he ran away. Okay, regardless of the picture, you know, you just want to know why he ran away. What makes him run away? Okay, so Nurai, you're gonna read the first 10 lines. Yeah, come on, read it.
There was a boy whose name was Jim. His friends were very good to him. They gave him tea and cakes and jam and slices of delicious ham and chocolate with pink inside, a little tricycle,
Tricycles, tricycle.
tricycles to ride, and read him stories through and through, and even took him to the zoo. But there too the dreadful fate befell him, which I now relate.
Yeah, defell him, which I now relate. Good. So, you see the rhyme scheme? Jim, him, jam, ham. Right? If we want to put the rhyme scheme, so it's gonna be, huh? A,
Uh, Can I ask you a question, small question?
Yeah.
Because in our poetry, there's always a rhyme, which I can't understand what to do. They say A, B,
Okay.
and change like
We
for
give we give the same ending, the same letter. Okay, like Gem Hem. That's the same ending, the same music. So we're gonna give it the same letter. Jam Ham. That's a
that's it.
different. Yeah. You see, Jam Ham. That's a different music. That's a different ending. So we're give it the same letter. Got it? Through and zoo. They are the same. We're gonna give it the same letter. Fate relate. Fate relate. The same ending. Okay. So the rhyme scheme is A A B B C C D D E E. All right. So here from the first 10 lines, what are the information that we got about the boy?
There's a boy who was named Jim.
Gem, yeah.
His friends were kind and friendly, where they gave him food and takes Jim with him for trips to zoo or but he didn't know there is a bad fate waiting for him. That's what I got,
Yeah,
or what I remember from the first 10 lines.
yeah. So befell means like tragedy happened to him, right?
I know.
A bad things happened to him. A bad thing, okay, happened to him, or a tragedy. Okay, tragedy. Okay. So here there was a boy called Jim. His friends were very good. They give him tea and cakes and jam, chocolate, and they give him like a tricycle to ride. They tell him the stories, and they take him to the zoo. Okay, but it was the dreadful fate befell him which I now relate. So something bad happened to that boy. Something bad happened to Jim. Okay, so here we have a kind of suspense, right? Here we have suspense because you want to know what happened to Jim, right? What happened? You're asking yourself now, what happened to Jim? So here, the writer of the story created suspense. Okay, yeah, Zain, come on, read.
Okay. You know, or at least you owe, or no, for I have often told you so, that children never are allowed to leave their nurses in the crowd. Now this was Jim's special fable. Fi- Fable.
Foible, yeah.
He ran away when he was able, and this insuspicious day, he slipped his hands and ran away. He didn't gone a yard when bang, with open jaws, a lion sprang and hungry began to eat. The boy beginning at his feet. Yeah. So the lion ate, huh?
Sorry.
So the lion attacked him, and
Yeah, but let me just tell you about the words first. Yeah, yeah. What does unauspicious mean? Unauspicious.
something suspicious. يعني suspicious like
Unauspicious. Unauspicious, it means unlucky. Unauspicious. Unauspicious day. Unauspicious day means like unlucky day. Foible. What does foible mean? You can predict it from the context. Now this was Jim's special foible. He ran away when he was able. Foible, okay, it means weakness. It means what? Weakness. Alright. You know, or at least you ought to know, for I have often told you so, that children never are allowed to leave their nurses in a crowd. Now this was Jim's special foible. He ran away when he was able. And on this auspicious day, he slipped his hand and ran away. He hadn't gone a yard when bang, with open jaws, a lion sprang and hungrily began to eat. The boy beginning began at his feet. Oh my gosh! You see, I you know what happened? You know what happened,
like
guys? At this scene?
the lion began eating him from his feet, and the same day when he ran, he didn't run a yard where a lion attacked him and ate him. That's what the last 10 lines means. Like he ran away, didn't run that much. A lion attacked him, ate him from his toe to his head, or whatever.
All right.
And
Yeah, you're right.
bang
I tell
with
you
the
something.
meaning of surprising.
Well, it sounds like the children were at a zoo, right? The children were at a zoo, okay? And the children are never allowed to leave their nurses. Nurses like the teachers, you know? Okay?
Ah,
The children are never allowed to leave their
they're
nurses.
still in the zoo. It's such wearing.
Yeah, so that was like a visit to the zoo, and then the nurse, I mean, the one taking care of the children, in the crowd, so it sounds like the zoo was very, very crowded, right? So the children with their nurses or their teachers, and she said, children are never allowed to leave their teachers' hands. But Jem, special weakness, special foible, is like he ran away when he was able, which means like Jem was a naughty boy. He was a naughty boy, like whenever he has the chance, whenever he has the chance to run away, he will do it. Okay, so he just ran away. He left his nurse's hand, and then he ran away. But unfortunately, because that was unlucky day, that was his unlucky day. He just entered the cage of the lion accidentally. Do you understand what happened?
Yeah,
Yeah, he just left his teacher's hand, ran away, and accidentally entered the lion's closure.
it's kind of funny that I didn't connect the first sentence, 10 sentences with the second one.
Yeah. So
But I
now,
thought like he was in a village and they are just following him, and he ran into the wild.
yeah, they
That's
were
what I
just,
thought. I
yeah,
mean,
that
I
was like,
didn't connect the two sentences.
yeah, it was like a school trip to a zoo or something. Okay,
Yeah,
and he left his nurse or his teacher, and accidentally he went into the cage. Now the boy Jem is bigging the line, you know, like please let me go. He's just big in the line. All right, let's continue the story. We want to see what happened next. Oh, it's a long story, but I love it. I love it, huh? Are you enjoying reading that story, guys? Huh? Are you enjoying? Are you eager to know what's gonna happen next? Are you interested? Nurai, are you interested?
No.
No? Nurai is not interested in the story, but I am interested. What about you, Zain?
Uh,
Do you want to know what's gonna happen to the boy?
this is a second story, or
No, we're still in the same story. It's not over yet.
uh, sure, why
Well,
not?
well, I am super excited to know what's gonna happen to the boy. So the writer was very good in creating suspense. Okay, now, Nurai, can you read? Yeah, come on, read it.
He will just let you read it because you said you aren't interested. If you said you are interested, he wouldn't have made you read. Well,
Yeah, yeah, Nurai, start reading, please.
And now just imagine how it feels when first you choose and then you heal and then by gradual decrease your shines and
Shins.
ankles.
Yeah, your shin and ankles, calves and knees. Zain, yeah, continue.
uh, from
Your shins and ankles, calves and knees.
where can you highlight? Because I was just disconnected looking at Facebook, nothing more. I slowly eaten, bit by bit. No wonder Jim de- detested it.
Detested. Yeah.
No wonder that he shouted high. The honest keeper heard his cry. Though very fat, he almost ran to help the little gentleman.
Yeah, so here we go. Slowly eating bit by bit. No wonder Jim detested it. Detested it means disliked. Okay?
Yeah,
Dislike.
but I heard the line attacks from the next show. He just aimed his victim so his victim stay in place and can't run.
Yeah.
It's like they when they hunt, they attack the next. You got
So
me?
now the keeper, the honest keeper heard this cry. Though
And he
very
ran.
fat.
He almost ran, but he couldn't because he is fat.
Yeah. To help the little gentleman, Ponto, he ordered as he came. For Ponto, he cried, with angry frown, "Let go, sir, down, sir, put it down." The lion made a sudden stop. He let the dainty morsel drop, and slunk reluctant to his cage, snarling with disappointed rage. But when he bent down over Jem, the honest keeper's eyes were dim, the lion having reached his head. The miserable boy was dead. When nurse informed his parents, they were more concerned than I can say. His mother, as she dried her eyes, said, "Well, It gives me no surprise. He wouldn't do as he was told. His father was self-controlled, bade all the children round attend to James' miserable end, and always keep a hold of nurse for fear of finding something worse. Okay, so the boy was eaten up. The boy was eaten up. Okay, now that was the story. That was the story. Now let's find the elements of the story, guys. Number one, what is the moral or the lesson we should learn?
Like, don't walk into a line of okay, no fluency, but uh, don't walk into a lion cage.
No,
Easy.
no.
To follow the nurse, but it's kinda
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's it. To uh, where yeah, keep hold of a nurse. Keep hold of a nurse. Like if you are on a trip, okay, like never leave your teacher's hand. So I feel like this poem or that story is written for young children, right? So here the
It's
audience,
moral and it's story. It's built for children from the start. Like
yeah.
it's
So
built for children.
I feel like the audience or that story is directed to young children, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, young children. That story is written for young children to teach them to to keep hold of a nurse or a teacher and never misbehave or like run away during school trips. Okay, good. So now we have the moral and the lesson that we should learn from the story. And the audience, the story is written for young children. Now, let's talk about the characters. Okay, characters. Yeah, Nurai,
Gems
who are the
unlucky.
characters?
So we can name the characters with its description, right? Like every game.
Yeah,
Jim the unlucky, and the nurse the uncareful, the lion the hungry. Like what? Hungry? Like the hunter.
yeah.
Something like
Nice one. Nice one. So again, the characters. Jim, and you want to give him an adjective, right?
like California.
Jim, the unlucky. Okay. Nurse, the careless. Okay. The lion, hmm, starving, and the house. Sorry, the honest keeper, the zookeeper, the zookeeper, honest and fat. And Jim is unlucky and naughty. Good, very good. So those are the characters. Now, tell me about the setting. Yeah, the time and the place.
Uh, the time. Hmm.
The place is the zoo, right? It's
It's
the zoo.
like he didn't say the time, but it's probably this
The
morning.
time is not mentioned.
Zoo is closed at night. Of what I think, probably.
Zoo, like people never visit a zoo at night because the animals gonna be sleeping. So it's morning.
It's like
You know?
they might attack you, or and you don't have much vision of them, so they might climb the cage and attack you. It's probably closed at night.
All zoos close at 5. All zoos around the world close at 5 p.m.
Uh, Expected.
Yeah. So that's the setting. Okay, now let's talk about the plot.
Let me Google it 1 second.
Yeah, plot it means like you want a beginning and middle and
Event
end.
of a play, novel, film, or similar work devised and presented by the writer as an in- inter interrelevant sequence, chain of events. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like the story starts happy, you know, happy beginning. The boy has not kind friends. They give him chocolate, tricycles to ride, you know. So I feel like that was a spoiled boy, right? Spoiled boy. He has everything he wants. So that's the beginning of the story. Okay?
By the way, it's like it's not the nurse's fault because they left one nurse on a whole class or something like that. Like when we gone to campfire when I was like prep two or something like that. Uh, we went for some place next to a beach where they say there's a treasure in. Every time I forget its name. Okay, it's a place you eat lunch. So me and my friends saw the beach and ran next to some boats and took a trip. Everybody paid about 10 pounds to the boatkeeper. Okay, like
Yeah,
that. So it's like the nurse can't take care from everybody. Like it's too many to
that's
follow.
right. That's not definitely right. But the boy, because he likes to run away, he just left her hand. Well, so that's the beginning of the story. Uh, a boy who has kind friends, and in the middle of the story, he just left the nurse's hand, and the end of the story was very sad. He got eaten by a lion. Okay? Now, let me ask you, where is the climax? Where is the climax? Climax, it means the top of the pyramid. Hmm. Where is the climax? Can you tell me?
Thanks.
Yeah, where is the moment in that story I can say that this is the climax?
But what does climax means?
Climax, it means like the moment where we have, uh, the most interesting part of the story. I mean, the most exciting part of the story and the important point.
The most exciting bit in the story. is probably when the zookeeper, heard the boy crying and came running to the line.
Exactly, exactly.
Probably the most exciting until
Yeah, yeah.
I thought he was gonna fight the lion or something like that. At the end, he said to the lion, "Stop." Really, like funny.
Yeah, so that is the climax, you see. When the honest the keeper heard his cry, okay, and then he started to stop the lion, but he couldn't. He said, "Put it down, put it down, put it down." Okay, but the lion didn't pay
But the
attention, and
lion
then
was having
yeah, the lion
lunch.
went on and he ate the boy. Okay, so that is the climax. Good. Now let's talk about the sensory details. Okay, sensory details. That means like words you can hear, you can touch, you can smell. Yeah, can you help me?
Like describe their feeling or what? Repeat, 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 repeat.
Like five senses. Five senses. I give you an example. The word uh, cry. Huh?
Cry.
Cry is
Cry means
hearing.
shouting out loud.
Hearing. Okay.
It's like shouting at loud, crying, like crying and shouting out loud.
The
Have
word.
two meanings, probably two in one. Like he said, crying. He said, "Stop the car," something like that. Here's an example. I mean,
Yeah. So that's hearing. It works on your ears. Something you hear.
yeah,
Okay. Something. Something you see. Like. And by the way, shouted is hearing as well. Shouted. Okay. Uh, feels. The word feels. Feeling. Right.
yeah,
Fat. Huh. Fat. Something that we see.
yeah. But not a feeling. It can't. It's
See.
not a feeling.
Okay.
I
So
see.
the word. It's a sight word. That's sight. Uh,
Tested it. Like he didn't like it. It's also a feeling.
yeah, yeah. Taste. Taste. Good. Uh, okay. Here in that paragraph, we have sensory details. Yes, we have a lot of sensory details. For example, chocolate,
Chocolate,
delicious, tea, cakes.
jam,
Yeah. So
ham,
those are
food.
taste. Something that you can taste, right? That's a sensory detail.
Read also something you can see. Like
Yeah.
na
Sight
na
word. It's a sight word. There was a word here called dim, and dim it means shiny. Ah, here. See, the keeper's eyes were dim.
uh, 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 dim means shiny.
Yeah.
I thought it's the opposite. No, it's the opposite.
Dim it
Dim
means
means lower the light
dark. Dark.
or make it darker.
Yes.
That's
Dim it
the
means
meaning of
dark.
dim.
Yeah, dark. So that is a sight
Darker.
word. Okay, that's the sight word. Yeah, so we have a big deal of sight words, right? Yeah, we have a big deal of sight words. Now let's go back to the board here. Now I want you to tell me that story has sensory details. Yes.
It has everything you
Yeah. Does it have characters?
feeling. Yeah,
It has characters. Does it have setting? Yes. Does it have a plot? Yes. Does it have conflict?
conflict.
Yeah.
Uh,
Here,
yeah. Because he wasn't. Because was a bad boy. He gone without the nurse nursing into the lion cave. Therefore, he died. Here is a
yeah.
conflict.
The problem that he was in the
Conflict.
cage.
It's like what you do and it stirs up. This is the conflict.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right. And finally, the resolution. What was the resolution, Nurai? We didn't hear from you today. Resolution, the solution of the problem. The following actions, the end. I mean, see, what was the end? The boy got eaten. Okay, his mother cried, and she said his father was self-controlled, and but he was not self-controlled, and that's why he got eaten. So that was the resolution, right? So I think that story has the elements, has the a good story elements. Very good job. Okay. Discuss in pairs. Yeah, Zain, I want you to ask Nurai if she likes the story or not.
Uh, like ask her, did you like the story, or
Yeah.
you want me to change the sentence, or uh, did you like the story? Did you like the story, or did
Yeah, Nurai, he is asking you, do you like the story or not?
Yes.
Why? Why? Why do you like it? Give reasons. You must give reasons.
it's science? How old are you, Norai?
She's 20.
Yeah.
Nurai, how old are you? He's asking how old you are.
12.
One field for it for the second time.
She is 12.
Well,
Yeah. What about you?
me, I was 16. It's like dating
16?
in May. I'll be 16.
Cool.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Because does time affect the result of the level? Because in the test, I was so bored that I gone watching YouTube while the long timer 20 minutes finished. Like it was so boring.
The
Be
test?
honest. Yeah, it was like 97 questions. Every question want me to voice record. Like it was so boring that I gone watching YouTube in the middle of every question or something
No
like that.
problem.
Like has the time affected the level, or it is just for like the. But I was really surprised that you had the time results.
What? The results?
Yeah, the time results
The time
was
results.
written. Yeah.
I'm professional. All right, let's go back to the topic. So, Nurai wants to tell you that she likes the story because it has all the elements of the story, right? And now let me ask you, Zain, do you like it?
Not very much because it's all expected and a bit boring.
Okay, so you said that the
It's
tale.
just so expected. Like, if a boy comes to a lion cage, what will he do? Like, it's all expected.
Yeah, so it is really expected.
Really expected. Like,
Yeah,
you got what will happen before you read. Like, it makes you feel like, why did I read? If I know what will happen.
yeah. Okay, so that's a point. The story is expected. Okay. Now think about the humor, the description, and the rhyme. Humor, was it funny?
Humor.
No, it was not funny, right?
I didn't find humor.
Yeah.
Result.
So the story,
Like, humor means something funny. I
yeah.
didn't find anything funny.
So the story lacks the sense of humor.
And
What
if he
about?
did, if he did put some humor, I certainly didn't notice it because it might be so bad.
Yeah. And the description? What about the description? Well, I think we don't have a lot of sensory details, right? Well, we do have a like I didn't find so many sensory details, right? We didn't read, or it didn't include so many sensory details. Okay, what about the rhyme? Nurai, what about the rhyme scheme? What
Did
about
you
the
ask
rhyme
me a
scheme?
question?
Yeah, the rhyme.
Ryan. Hmm. So it had some rhyme.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good. Like A B
it
B
had
C
it
D.
had some good rhyme.
Yeah, it's well rhymed. It has a
Hmm.
good rhyme. So I'm gonna say that it was well rhymed. Okay. So in this activity, you will be looking at the vocabulary in the poem. Now find the underlined words in text, match them to their correct meanings in each line. All right, good. Uh, what's the meaning of dreadful?
Dreadful. Uh, Not sure. It's like the third one. It's unlucky. Okay.
The third one, yeah, unlucky. Good. Unauspicious, it means unlucky. Rage,
Uh, it's like I didn't follow much of the grammar of the words meaning because you can get the meaning of the story by the rest of the sentence.
well,
So
rage, it means fury. Okay,
you're,
fury. It means like you're angry.
mm,
Okay, like uncontrolled anger. Dreadful,
Terrible.
terrible, worst. Yes, very good job. Dreadful means terrible. Okay, befell.
Happened to.
Very good job. Happened too. Detested.
Hated.
Yes, very good job. Hated. Now, what do you think is the moral or the message of the cautionary tale? We said the moral, right? Like never leave your nurse.
yeah, or never enter a lion cage as if the lion will be friendly. A lot. There's a lot.
All right,
Can I ask you a question? Where will we find the record?
I will send it. I'll give you the
Okay.
link. Plan your story in a series of 5 boxes like comic strip. You each bubbles to characters. Now, all these are activities. But wait a minute. Nurai, Nurai and
Yes.
Zain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, Zain told me that the story doesn't have any sense of humor,
Property.
right?
Yeah.
You told me that the story doesn't have any sense of humor. It's not funny at all, right? But there is a
Yeah.
part. There
It's
is a
more
part.
like it's a death story. This
No,
story
wait.
doesn't have
No,
humor.
no, no. There is a sense of humor. You know where it is?
Where?
The zookeeper, when he was talking to the lion, see, he said, Ponto, okay? He ordered as he came, for Ponto was the lion's name. Ponto, with angry frown. Ponto, okay? Let go, sir. He's calling, he's talking to the lion.
Is this sir? Yeah,
It's,
like
you see, he's just talking to the lion, say, sir, put it down. Put it down. The lion made a sudden stop. Okay? So here the zookeeper is talking to the lion. He said, Ponto, Ponto, with an anger, he was really angry and then he frowned. Let go, sir.
it's normal because if you notice, people who have dogs talk to their dogs like that.
That's
Like
here.
you call
Sense of
your dog
humor. That's humor.
sense of humor.
Yeah.
Like put it down. It might be a humor, but yeah,
It is
yeah.
humor. When you talk to a lion that way, it's humor. Like the boy is dying, the boy is getting eaten inside the cage, and you just talking to the lion. You should shoot them down. Shoot the lion down. Don't talk to him like this. Like Ponto put the boy down. The boy is getting eaten. You know that's so funny.
He can't shoot it because he probably doesn't have a shotgun. And like anyway, if he shoots the lion, he will the zoo will lose much money because they will have to order another lion, and the lion isn't cheap. And anyways, the kid will die because he's bleeding. So it's dead end. So it's the same result. Like what should get it?
All right, so I want you to read that story for tomorrow. It's on page 18, and this is homework.
Okay.
Look, I want you to read the last note here. Direct speech is often a good way of creating fear of urgency, which means like it's better to use direct speech. Now, I want you to write a story, guys. Okay, so your homework, and I want to see it today or tomorrow at most. Write a tale of your own imagination. Yes, that's it.